Welcome back to another trade recap, guys. So I just took a trade here. I'm just gonna go quickly over my stats. So since last video, I wasn't going too well. I think I was down 3% on the month. Just got a win. I was able to recoup some of it, and I actually am kind of proud of this win that I just got because I've been rewatching videos trying to get a little bit better in terms of reading price and stuff like that. And I feel like this win is actually in a way a testament to that, you know. So let's just do our trade recap. Let's go back through this. So coming into the new day, I'm gonna actually get rid of everything. So coming into the new day, I was actually looking at the weekly and I was like, okay, what is our potential draw on liquidity, right? What is our long-term draw on liquidity? It wasn't really that clear on the daily because I was like, we have this whole range here and we're coming down. So if we're coming down, what is the draw on liquidity? So after looking at the weekly chart, I was like, well, our most prominent lows are here and here. So I was thinking maybe like the short-term goal would be right here. So I marked this out. And I was like, okay, we're probably going to go here. And this was kind of what this candle was looking like. Obviously, this is the day's candle that I traded, but it was kind of like within the range a little bit. Or at least it was coming down. Yeah, it was actually farther down here. I didn't really know if we were going to push lower or higher. But then I noticed that we were on a Friday, and you know, Fridays can trade back into the range. We're not really likely to make really big moves. I will say this is a really big retrace back up, but since it's a Friday, it's understandable, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to show you what I wrote out here. So obviously I wrote out this level because if we're coming lower, then this level and this level would be our draws on liquidity, right? So I just marked those both out on both NASDAQ and ES. And yeah, but initially I was thinking that we were gonna go down because on the weekly we did have this SMT put in here. So I was like, okay, we're long-term down. On the other hand, though, this is probably more so for the beginning of the week. But because we have this weekly SMT in play right now, maybe the following week that we're going into will also continue to go lower and trade to these draws on liquidity. We'll have to see, right? But not really looking at next week, just looking at today and what price was telling me. So essentially this is today's candle. And I was like, okay, so the daily candle wasn't really telling me much other than we're probably going down here. So I needed to go down lower to get more information essentially. So again, we were kind of coming down here. I was looking to see, I was like, okay, if we're going to keep going down, we're going to want to find support at a level. We're going to want to have a liquidity sweep, go higher and then go lower, right? So we want something to propel us downwards, such as an order block or a fair value gap. So that's what I was looking for. I also outlined our 800 and 600 candle to see if we made a relevant low of the day. We did not make a relevant low of the day, or not a relevant low, a relevant high of the day, I should say. We didn't make a relevant high of the day, so I was also taking that into note, right? But I wasn't, again, I looking at this 4 hour, I still wasn't really sure. Do we want to go up? Do we want to go down? I wasn't 100% sure. So then I went down to the hourly, and this is kind of where things started to come together a little bit more. So I marked out this 1 hour fair value gap. So if we're going to go lower, we would want this fair value gap to hold, yes? But I also know that today is a Friday. We could retrace back deeper into the day's level. Not only that, we didn't make a relevant high of the day. So I was saying, okay, if we hold here and trace lower, I will take a short. If we invalidate this fair value gap, then we're not going lower, we're going to go higher. And I think one key thing that I did do here is that I did wait until 10 o'clock because price wasn't really looking very convincing coming into the 9:30 open. So if we go down to the 5-minute, this is what the 9:30 open was looking like. It was a lot of chop, a lot of consolidation basically. And initially I was thinking, okay, we're going to go lower because we have this reversal signature where we have expansion meets expansion. However, we put in an SMT, a bullish SMT. And not only that, if we're going to go lower, I want to see maybe a continuation confluence lower. So this change in state of delivery is not enough for me to want to go lower. Not only that, ES didn't put in a change in state of delivery because it would have to trade below these consecutive up close candles for me to believe that we're gonna go lower. That did not happen. In fact, we put in SMT. And at this point, I was like, okay, I'm not really sure what the play is here. So I'm going to wait until 10 o'clock to trade maybe the expansion candle if we are currently in a manipulation candle. And as we can see, coming into 10, it was a manipulation candle. The 6 o'clock candle. So when we went higher, we closed above this order block here. I was like, okay, this is looking like an expansion candle. So I went to the 4-hour chart to confirm. Now, if you know about swing point candles, this is a C2 candle, meaning we went below this candle, but the body of this candle closed back in within the range of the 2 o'clock candle. So that is a C2 candle formation. So I know with maybe a certain degree of accuracy or a certain degree of probability that this 10 o'clock candle will be our expansion to the upside. So there's a couple things here that made me realize that we're definitely going up. So three things actually. This SMT, this bullish SMT, we invalidated a bearish PD array, and the 4 o'clock 6 o'clock candle shows looks like a manipulation candle. So 10 o'clock is telling me that the 10 o'clock candle is telling me that this is an expansion candle. Yes, we also found support at this order block. We didn't trade lower than that. If I had a little bit more confidence, I would have actually put my stop here, but I just put it a little bit below the equilibrium point of this fair value gap in case we wanted to wick there. But if we were going to expand away in terms of bullish order flow, we realistically shouldn't see price trade back down here. Expansion doesn't support deep retracements, so we wouldn't want to see price come all the way back down here, right? Plus, we have this SMT hold propelling us upwards. So you could have taken the same trade here on ES as well. It looked kind of the same, but that's basically how this trade developed. I was able to recoup a lot of the drawdown I had in this month, so that's good. But yeah, so hopefully I can get the next trade. So I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna do any backtesting for this, for the next couple sessions. I'm just gonna go ahead and do them, and then if I find any unique trades any trades that I work out, I'll probably just do trade recaps for them, essentially. Sorry for all the stuttering. I'm just getting used to explaining this stuff. Trade recaps are a little bit more quicker way to explain what I did. However, when I do the back testing, you get to see my thought process through and through, but I'm kind of just explaining you straightforward and what happened, what I did, and my reasoning for doing what I did. Yes? So, with that being said, I hope you learned something. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. This is actually our shortest trade recap, which is cool. So, yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.